The Beatles Get Back, the brand new Peter Jackson directed Beatles documentary, just hit Disney Plus over Thanksgiving week. And today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on part one. Real quick before we get into this, I just want to say hit the subscribe button down below. It does my channel a lot of good. Also, comment, are you a fan of the Beatles? Do you like their music? And did you watch this documentary on Disney Plus? Now, the story of this documentary, so there was 70 hours of footage, and Peter Jackson was going to make it into an hour-and-a-half documentary. Then Disney pulled it from theaters, and now it's going to be a 3-part miniseries on Disney Plus, 1 part releasing each day. The first episode, part 1, is 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is extremely long for one episode. Episode 2 is 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I'm not sure about the third episode, but it's very long. And normally I don't review stuff like this, but since it is such a high-profile release, I thought I would give it a watch, and I enjoyed the first episode. You know, I'm not the biggest Beatles fan, but I do understand how popular they are, and they're probably the most popular band of all time. So when I watched this, I was going in, I knew some of their songs, I knew the members, but I didn't know kind of more how the Beatles broke up or any of that other stuff. But the first episode doesn't really give you any of that. It kind of just shows you them hanging out and trying to get ready for the big concert coming up. And it's really interesting to see that, and how kind of all the thinking that went in behind each song, the conversations they had, and it's very cool to see all of that. Now, Peter Jackson is known for making really long projects. This is no exception. This is extremely long, and it took me about 3 sittings to actually watch this whole first episode. But it does give you a lot of stuff in there for diehard Beatles fans. Again, I'm not one of them, but it really does shine a light on kind of the good stuff that happened, at least in the first episode. We do have George Harrison leaving the band, but, you know, I haven't watched episode 2 yet, but so that happens, but it mainly focuses on just their conversations they had about the music they were going to be making for this concert in 2 weeks. And it was interesting listening to other conversations and stuff, but probably the best part about this documentary is how it looks. There was a lot of footage that was from the time, and it looked really old. So Peter Jackson came in with this really awesome new technology, and he fixed it, and he made it look brand new and really fancy, and it looks phenomenal. This is great. If they should do this with more documentaries that use footage that takes place a long time ago. Now, I do think this had a pretty big budget, so that also kind of helps with that. And it really helps the experience, because it still looks old, but it doesn't look like it's from the 60s. It looks like it's from the 90s. The footage looks great. That's probably the best part of the first episode, other than, just all the music and all the conversations. But I really enjoyed the first episode. It worked really well for me as a casual Beatles listener. It was a little long, and I think it hurts it a little too much, but if you spread it out over a long period of time, of course it's going to be better. But I'd be surprised if you got through the first episode in one sitting, or even the whole show, because the whole show is 7 hours long. So I really enjoyed the first episode of Beatles Get Back. I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Remember, you can check out some more videos right now.